And hey guys, I'm here. Welcome to Pop's Place and the Pop's Fireside Chat Wednesday night special. Tonight, a special guest is here with us tonight, and I would like to introduce you all to the well-known figure, Kidney. That's right, you heard it, Kidney Cowboy. How you doing, Kidney? Can you hear me all right down there in Texas?
Yeah, I can hear you all right. We're doing all right out here.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Thanks for joining us tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us here tonight. That is awesome, dude. How's
Yeah,
things?
no problem.
How's things weather-wise? It looks like you got snow out your window. I got snow out my window. We got snow everywhere.
Yeah, there's snow falling down. As you can see, it's covering the trees in the background, so it's going pretty good.
Wow. Now that beard, that red color is kind of turning pink on you. Have you noticed that?
Well, that just kind of that's what happens when it fades out. It turned maybe a little bit pinkish. It's a little bit lighter now.
Awesome. Well, Kidney, what we're going to be talking about tonight is a lot about streaming, and it's an opportunity for us to, as a community, to get to know you a little bit better. From we see you stream every day that you stream, but we want to get into a little bit more about what makes Kidney Cowboy tick. And right off the get-go, I want to ask you, how did your streaming career actually begin? What was the process?
Well, we were playing Warships with a few friends of mine, and we were talking about, hey, this is we do this very well. We do this very good. We're thinking, oh well, people would love to see this, and I love the talk. I love the chat. I love to bring things up, and I was like, well, maybe I can do it. And we're like, oh, well. If that's the direction you want to go, we'll support you. We'll do everything for you, and it seems like that would be fitting for you because people would love our shenanigans. It was just basically the stuff that we were doing in co-op off stream, and it was just immensely fun and entertaining. And everybody that would join our Discord channel would love it. So we just kind of said, hey, Kidney, go ahead, run with it. And that's basically how it got started from there, is just from co-op.
Awesome. How long ago was that, Kidney, when you first... What's your anniversary date for your streaming? Do you know?
The anniversary, I believe, looking back here, I think it's April 22nd. So I think it'll be, 2 years in April. So gotcha. Yeah, about 2. Yeah, that's and I think I didn't even start my Twitch account till January. So I didn't know anything about Twitch 4 months before I started streaming.
Wow, awesome. Now, you've been streaming for a long time, coming up on your 2-year anniversary, and I'm sure things have changed since between when you first started streaming and you're streaming today. But what is there anything that you would tag as the inspiration for your streaming?
The inspiration, well, that's kind of an in-depth question here. Looking at the inspiration for me was looking at some of the streamers out there, looking at their content and how they were presenting themselves, and saying, you know what, I think I can do a better job. I think I can clear this up. I think I can make it more towards family friendly type stuff here. And so I thought, well, I'm not better than any other streamer, but I'll give this a shot and see how this works. And it's just kind of has taken off since then. Of people like more uh, down to earth kind of family ish type streams of where you're not criticizing people all the time and not criticizing the game all the time. And so for me, my inspiration was that from that aspect. But I'd probably have to say, geez. I think Nico Madison. I think she was kind of the inspiration of the backbone to get me started. I think she kind of pushed me for it because I wasn't sure I was able to do it. So from a person standpoint, it would have to be her.
Awesome. That's awesome. When you first started streaming, or now you've been playing World of Warships a lot longer than you've been streaming, right?
Oh yeah, I think I started the World of Warships account in December 2016. So yeah,
Right.
it's been a while.
Now I know when I first started playing World of Warships, my streaming started shortly thereafter. But when I started playing World of Warships, one of the first people I found to watch on Twitch was Mr. Gibbons. Do you remember who you used to watch when you first started watching Twitch about World of
Oh boy.
Warships?
Geez, you're gonna get me lying here on camera. Looking back, trying to think of who I actually started watching because I had to get around the community. I had to find out some people. I know you were on the short list as well because you'd already been up and running. So I did get word about you being out there, and I did check in on you. But I think maybe TC Freer, I think, was the first one I got pointed to and locked into, which led me to the Bob's community. But watching TC and how he streams and how easy he makes it look, I was like, yeah, this is a guy that seems to know what he's doing, knows what he's talking about, knows a lot about the game. So I think TC Freer was definitely the first person I locked into.
Awesome. Now I think Insane Mustang was partially responsible for bringing you and me together. I think he was the bridge. I think Tag and Bagum and Nico Madison might have been in there and involved as well between the two. So that's all cool. Let's talk about myths. Let's talk about myths for a second. What's a common myth that people have about KidneyCowboy and that you would like to debunk right away?
Debunk. Well, let's see. Maybe I should go with the one about the Stegosaurus.
Oh, that's a new one.
That's a new one. Let's see. Well, I don't know. Common myth probably about me is, I don't know, maybe people think that I'm not approachable, or I show too much of maybe a tough side or hardcore side, when actually that is the complete opposite of how my personality is. I'm easily able to be approached about anything for problems and whatnot, and easily able to be talked to. I mean, I down to earth. I'm rational. I don't think things normally how other people do. So I usually get a lot of people off stream that know me asking about more advice about streaming or this situation or whatnot. But I mean, I'm tough, but I'm there for people. And I think that may be a common myth that people think.
Awesome. Now, one of the things, one of the myths about me is that I'm really Santa Claus. But I have heard people say that you were an elf. Is that true, or is that a myth?
We can definitely set the record straight. Even though the beard is fading out, there was no ever any contractual agreement of anything stating I'm an elf anywhere within Twitch. So no, I've never been an elf. I've never consented to being an elf, nor have I consented to riding a stegosaurus.
All right, sounds fair. Sounds fair. Listen, let's go back to this to the streaming thing again. Now, if I understand correctly, may I call you Cowboy?
Sure, you can call me that.
All right, Cowboy. As I understand it, you you consider yourself a part-time streamer. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And if you don't mind sharing with everybody, what do you do in real life when you're not streaming?
Well, when I'm not streaming, by day, Windows System Administrator for the Defense Logistics Agency, which is a part of the United States government. So essentially, I'm contracted to the U.S. government by doing that. Working on servers mostly, but certified in Windows for Windows 7 for servers 2008, 2012, and working on others from that aspect. But with those certifications and those achievements, basically working on our servers, updating them, maintaining them, keeping them up and running, and making sure everything we're in a test and dev, so we got a lot of testing we have to do before these servers get released out to production. So a lot of many different things from why does the internet not work on them, or why does this web browser not work, come in tickets for us from the people we're actually giving the servers to. So very, very in-depth knowledge about Windows. And so there's not a lot I can't figure out about Windows, so it makes the job fun and challenging at the same time. So I'm still learning, so I'm still happy where I'm at. And that's what I do during the day.
Awesome. Now, do you think that professional career has helped you in streaming?
Yeah, in a lot of aspects, it's helped me because I kind of jumped head first into this, not even doing any research. And so I had to do a lot of background work, a lot of checking, a lot of reading, trial by ear is basically how I work my standards. So I had to go through probably a million trials and errors getting into streaming and learning what this is. What is an OBS? What does this do? And it was absolutely a real eye opener to think, oh well, I know a lot about computers. This would be a sense for me. It's not. There's definitely a learning curve, even though you may know a lot about computers and a lot about Windows. The streaming aspect is a lot different and a little bit more complex to learn on the side. So after trial and error and millions of trying this, see if that works, trying that, see if that works, is basically how I got started. My first stream, oh gosh, I wish I would have saved my first stream. It was absolute chaos, but yeah, it's definitely a learning curve for sure.
Now, do you have a copy of your first stream, or did that go away?
No, I mean, it went away. The closest thing I have is clips. And if you look through the clips, you can see how my overlays changed over time. You can see how everything was good. Now, I think the Apocalyptics ones were some of the earliest, I believe, when they were doing the World of Warships was doing the apocalyptic thing. And I know that's where I started getting more involved in you and learning about you and as well. So, yeah, it was. I look back on it and go, geez, I really put that on there? not to mention, now that I'm running Streamlabs again, I found some of my first overlays, and oh my gosh, I gotta laugh. I'm like, I actually went with that. I spent hours making that.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. You should see some of my early work. I'll tell you. Awesome, dude. Awesome. One of the questions I think everyone would like to know is, what kind of advice would you give to someone wanting to enter Twitch streaming?
A lot of people say patience is the key thing to go. With me being ADD and ADHD, that didn't work out very well for me. Because I was like, all right, I've been at this 3 months. I want to quit. There's nothing here, and all. But patience, involve yourself in the stream. Basically, the people say patience. I think that is a good thing, but involve yourself, within your community. Get your community talking. Get your community speaking. Work behind your community. Your community is your backbone of your Twitch. If you don't, establish that and get a nice community out there, I mean, you're not going to really go anywhere. And with that comes patience. So definitely put the community first and try to get your stream up and going the very best that you can with the resources you have at the time, and then upgrade over time. You don't do what I did and spend hundreds of dollars throwing yourself into this thinking it's going to work immediately. It doesn't work like that.
Right. Well, what that brings up a good question, I think. How do you consider, or what do you consider being successful as a streamer? What's your idea of success?
Well, for me, entertaining. For me, I am decent at the game. I have really great games in World of Warships, but I'm not, one of the best player that knows, the penetrations and the distance, and I have to use Mod Station to kind of help me with that, because for me it's a lot of information and it's hard for me to focus on that. But I totally lost my train of thought. What was your question?
Gotcha. How about as a streamer, looking back over the last 18 to 20 months being a streamer, what would you consider to be your biggest accomplishment?
The biggest accomplishment up from here until now. CC is definitely up there, becoming a World of Warships community contributor for the game of World of Warships. Is definitely up there, but probably more important than that is probably the relationships and bonding of people that I've reached out to throughout the community is probably the biggest thing. Early on, after 3 months, I wanted to quit, and I got some advice from another streamer who's no longer streaming, that, you got to reach out to the community. You got to get to know people, get over to their stream, watch their streams, get involved in their streams, and, get yourself out there, reach yourself out there. And I think more of the relationships and friendships and work style stuff that I've gotten over the last 18 months is invaluable. It's just, to me, bonding is important, and I think just a little bit above being a CC is probably the relationships that I've established over the last 18 months.
Awesome. Is there anything that you wish that you had known before you started streaming that you didn't learn till months later?
Oh geez. I don't know if I waited till years over a year before I learned it. Probably how to set up things on the stream, and audio is important, and uh, those fundamental things when you stream that. I mean, I'm still learning stuff. I think as a streamer, you continue to learn stuff constantly. For the rest of the time you're streaming, whether it be equipment or whether it be new software or whatnot. But I think the biggest thing for me was probably audio. I thought it was video for a while because I wanted, I was like, hey, I want to have an invisible background when nobody can see my room, because a lot of people were like, we don't want to see your room. I'm like, all right, let me fix that. So probably audio is the key thing. If they can't hear you, I mean, that's kind of the focal point. If it's not good quality audio, people are going to turn it off. People are going to look back, and getting help with that over the years from yourself and other YouTube videos and other streamers has really helped out. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things I've come a long way on.
Now, I read somewhere where audio is actually the most important part of being a streamer, that viewers will forgive poor video, but they will not forgive poor audio. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's fundamental. If your video is choppy, or if your audio is choppy, or it's too loud, or it's not loud enough, that's going to be the first thing that's going to turn people off. People want to hear you when you talk, especially if you don't have a webcam. Your voice is all you got to go on. So if that's all you got, you really got to put a lot of time and work into making the quality good for the voice, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Are there any resources or even advice that you got early on that helped you on your journey as a Twitch streamer?
Well, let's see. Any advice? Considering I came in this cold turkey and I didn't know anybody within the community, I basically had to learn everything on my own. I didn't have anybody to reach out to, anybody that knew me that actually streamed. I had clanmates and people like that to give support or give me support and whatnot to get me started. But to start streaming, I had no knowledge at all. I had to actually work from the ground up and learn that it's a fast-paced world here. So I wish I would have had advice. I wish probably I might have should have waited around maybe and got to know some of the bigger streamers and talk to them offline if they would talk to me and get some stuff back then. But no, I came in here with absolute no advice at all.
And how many sessions do you think you had where you were actually talking to yourself?
Talking to myself? Oh, geez. Well, I mean, it's a grind. Like I said, I started off knowing nobody and knowing nothing about this. So I had to learn. I was looking at people's streams and going, hey, I want this, I want that. After 3 months, I'm like, I'm done. I want to call it quits. I have 8 people watching me. This kind of stinks. I want to entertain people, but it's when I finally got myself out there involved in the community and whatnot is where it really started to kind of take off for me. Is patience is key. So looking at that is definitely helped out. But I don't know what the turning point when it actually turned, but it just takes time and patience. And if you're willing to grind it and give it the work that it needs, you can make it grow.
Cool. What makes streaming like you do so different from a job in the outside community environment?
Let's see. Outside of of my workplace job, outside of the community, I mean, it's kind of the focal point. Like, I don't know if I'm answering this right, but the people of the World of Worship community make it real great. But for me, entertaining is the way to go for me is, being out there regardless of the game. I'm going to expand apart from World Warships, so you're going to take in a lot of different people, but to entertain people, give you a laugh, give you a good show, just to maybe give you a laugh on a bad day, or you're going through some tough times. You want to go, hey, what streamer should I watch? Hey, KidneyCowboy's on, let me go watch him. And this goes apart, well beyond Warships. It's any game I do or any stream I do is trying to just provide relaxation and calm to people in a stressful world.
Now, that is, do you consider your Twitch streaming, I call it a career, do you consider it a job in that respect? A business?
I mean, I thought it beforehand, before I ever started streaming, that maybe that might be the case, of considering this a business. With the full-time job, it's still kind of more a hobby than anything. I don't consider it a part-time job right now, but I could consider it an actual career. It is a career from a standpoint, just not fully invested that I could be if I was retired or medically discharged and I needed work. From that aspect, I love to do it. I think it's great. It is slowly turning to a career type of thing, but as a primary function of a career, I don't know if it'll be anything like that in the foreseeable future. But I guess you could call it a career, but not as invested as I truly could be into it yet.
Right. Now, I do know that some of the bigger streamers, I know, for example, TC Freer has his long range plan is to be a full-time streamer, content creator, that type of thing. Statsbloke is moving into that arena. Chaos Machine is moving into that arena. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Have you looked at any long-term plans?
Yeah, I've sat down and kind of thought about it here and there. I haven't put, anything into an actual on paper plan. It's more kind of thinking out and going that way. If I could make this full time, I mean, ultimately that would be great. If it was able to sustain a full time career as a streamer, that would be great to be able to branch off and do it like some of the other streamers. Right now, I guess I'm just concentrating on trying to, still do some of the fundamentals of grow the community, reach out to people, get the name out there, kind of doing more of the beginning steps still until I can focus on long term. The stuff I have long term is it's obviously playing other games, getting into some IRLs and some stuff like that, kind of branching off to give, more different aspects of, stuff on and off stream of, where you do most of your streaming, which is at the computer. So eventually, I mean, that's the path that I'm leading to in my career is, expanding out and doing other things.
Gotcha. Do you have a favorite memory related to your streaming so far?
Oh geez. Probably there's one that takes the cake that happened a few weeks ago, but I didn't ever expect it to be as big as it was. But before when you mistype life lessons and it turned out to be something completely different, and it happened on one of the biggest daytime streamers. That tends to be one of the few things that you tend to remember there.
Yeah, I think we all remember the lifetime lessons debacle. Yeah, that was pretty memorable to say the least. Let's go back. I want to backpedal a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the antagonistic relationship between you and Tag and Bag'em. Is that all put on, Kidney, or is that real? What's up with that? We want to know.
No, actually, as much as we do it on stream, it happens off stream as well. You know, she's still the agonizing sister that I hate to love and pick on all the time. But it you would think it's an act, but I mean it happens all the time on and off stream, and what you see on stream happens off stream. So there's nothing saying that, oh, this is fake, this is put on. It is the way it is. So on and off stream, it's exactly the same.
I think you're lying to us, Kidney, but
okay. Well, I mean, what do you want? You don't want me to tell? Well, I mean, if I give the sister credit, then that gives her power. But if I deny it,
well,
that lessens that.
Well, I mean, if you didn't like her as much as I think you like her, you guys wouldn't be around. Okay.
That's true. That's true. Our family feuding does have a lot of funny moments to it.
Yeah, we'll have to get Tag on here for a counter interview at some point, and we'll see how that goes. Or maybe we'll get both of you on screen together. We'll do a three-head thing, and we'll get a little back and forth going on there. But I don't know. I always looked at it like you were Johnny Carson and she was your Ed McMahon. You just kind of feed off each other. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Do you have any unique skills that you think helped you become successful as a streamer?
Well, for never giving up for me is just keep on striving. If being a streamer, you gotta go through a lot of ups and downs through your career, a lot of good points and bad points, and to kind of push forward and get through that is something I definitely look at and try to strive into learning life lessons, so to speak.
Careful.
But yeah, just it's the streaming thing is great. It's just you gotta just have confidence in yourself and take things in stride and realize another day's coming, another day is going to happen, and just push forward through any type of adversity that comes. Some days are easier than others. I'm not going to say it's easy at times, but I mean that's just the life of a streamer. Things happen.
Right. Now, I will say that many people, believe that streaming is really challenging, and even to the point where they become overwhelmed. And I think you and I have both seen streamers come and go. In other words, they fade away and don't make it. Why do you think that happens to people as they start out being a streamer?
Well, some of the ones that I mean, there's a lot of people that were around when I started that are not around anymore, probably due to life circumstances and things preventing them from being able to successfully get their career off the ground. But it takes a lot of time and effort, and the people that I don't see around or don't see very long, it's whatever the situation is, I think there's probably a lot of them that give up after time because they're like, well, I've done this, I've done that, and this hasn't worked, and it's like, all right, well, number one, what does your stream look like? Number two, how long are you streaming? Number two, are you reaching out and, making networking with other people, within the game that you're playing and stuff like that. And if you're not doing, a barrage of things, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. And that's why I think a lot of people have given up, apart from, if it's something else. But it's not overnight success. I mean, it's some people might, take off, quicker than others, but it's something that you have to put blood, sweat, and tears into to get off, and it can be challenging. And if you don't have the full passion to do that going into it, I don't think you're going to survive very long.
Well, let's talk about that, because I think that bears discussion. How do you quantify success as a streamer? And by that, I mean, do you say, oh, I'm a successful streamer because I've got 100 plus viewers every time I stream? Or I'm a successful streamer because I've got 2,552 followers? Or what is it? How do you define success as a streamer?
I don't. I mean, a lot of people define it by numbers, by followers, by subscribers, by stuff like that. I don't really care about the numbers. I look at it by, all right, how many people did I reach today? How many people did I make laugh today? Numbers are going to go up and down. I mean, that's just how life works. Stats go and change all the time. So, saying that, hey, I'm a successful streamer at, 50,000 followers and 12,000 subscriptions. Okay, hey, that's nice. Hey, that's great, but that's not the focal point of how I would want, in my opinion, to quantify being a streamer. It's how well you present yourself and entertain, and how many people come to you because of your content and everything like that. For me, I don't qualify it by numbers. That's just not something I like to live my life by. But more about touching people's lives and entertaining them is more important than me than how many subs or how many followers I have. If I tank tomorrow, I am still going to love streaming because I still love to entertain people.
Understood. Let's talk a little bit about World of Warships. World of Warships, I think everyone here knows that you were successful in becoming a community contributor for NA, the North American server group. How much of that attributed to what we would consider you being a successful streamer? How much of a part did World of Warships play in that?
Well, with it being the the only game I'm playing, quite a bit from that aspect. But I don't know. It just that's kind of a difficult one here to answer. I think looking out at Twitch and looking around at things, I saw communities and how they were, and I think one thing that probably led to the success is the community out there, and how well I was looking around at other streamers, and the followers and the people watching these people were, for the majority of the part, really, really nice, and something that I couldn't find out there in the first 3 months I was looking at Twitch and trying to find out what it's about. Like the whole World of Warships community actually thrives on itself and supports each other for the most part. And I look at that and see that, and I think that's absolute phenomenal of how the community of the World of Warships is. It's nothing I've ever seen before, and I don't think I'll see it in a lot of other games. It's just we're not looking to be competitive to each other as much as we want to support each other, all as streamers for World of Warships. So it would have to be the community would be my reason.
Awesome. You've been playing World of Warships for a long time now. Do you ever get bored with World of Warships?
I used to get bored with it when I was only a co-op player. There was a time or two or three that I was bored, and I just couldn't. It's like, I know what the computer's going to do. I know what's going to happen in this game, and blah blah blah. This is the grind. But once I started actively branching out from that into randoms and into ranks and whatnot, then the game, lost its boredomness. And you think, well, okay, now that you're grinding randoms all the time, you're doing this all the time, and you've been playing the game this time, is it boring? Well, that's the thing of why the game's around and why the game thrives, is because nothing is the same ever in the game. Okay, maybe the way that your team works or your team does or does not do or whatnot, might be the same in a lot of instances, and it may become boring in that aspect, but everything is different. Every time you go into a different random, everything is completely different. It's not going to be the way that it was in the last game. So the variety and the complexity of that, for me, seems like enough to keep me interested and not keep me bored anymore. So I play co-op every now and again, but only to get achievements and stuff grinded out. But I love the game so far. I still love the game. I haven't dismissed it, with changes that have come. I'm still an active participant in World of Warships.
Awesome. Are there any other games that you might be looking at besides World of Warships? Or let me rephrase that question, Cowboy. Have you found any other communities out there that favorably compare to the World of Warships community? Gaming communities.
I don't know. Maybe maybe the closest one, but it's kind of a stretch. Maybe the World Tanks, but I'm not sure. How they are, but comparable to us, I don't know if there's I can't think of another game right now that is as successful as World of Warships that has a community that it does. I've had viewers come to me and go, I've never seen anything like this. I've never experienced anything like this anywhere else. And they tell me that they've been around and they've seen other gameplays, and they'll just come back to me and say, this is an absolute great place to be. So I can't really think of one.
Awesome. Speaking of the World of Warships community, is there a word or short phrase that you would use to describe the World of Warships streaming community?
Well, I think after this will probably intensify it, but after looking at the Bob's Christmas stream that a lot of us, myself and you included, that were in, it just shows a lot of compassion. I think there's a lot of compassion that these streamers show a lot on stream, and a lot of emotions get in the way of these people, and real life things come out on stream. But looking at the people I've seen, it's just got to be compassionate and fortunate people for the other streamers. You look at the big ones start rating the little ones, and I remember that aspect of getting a 300 person raid when I'm only got 8 viewers, and it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? So it just seems more like there's a lot of compassion throughout community on helping everybody strive, whether they've been up for a few years or whether they're just coming around as a new person.
Gotcha. Now let's get into just a couple little trivia questions here, if you would. What's your favorite food?
Oh gosh. Well, my wife used to love pizza before she met me, and then when I eat it every Friday night because it was a ritual I had grown up. Is that kind of quantified? Hey, the weekend's coming. You can relax, have fun. Pizza was always Friday night, so I through and through I love pizza. Classic pepperoni is the only way to go for me. So I'm easy to please, but pizza is by far my favorite.
Awesome. How about your favorite word? Do you have a favorite word, Cowboy?
Favorite word. I don't know, but I got a favorite saying, and it's pretty much like "what the French toast." And I heard that one time, and I just grew attached to it. I'm like, hey, that's pretty creative. I like that.
Yeah.
You get the symbolism, and you get your point across at the same time.
Yeah. It's kind of like what's the other one? Shut the front door, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Tell us, Kidney Cowboy, what are you not good at?
What am I not good at? Oh, geez. There's probably a lot of things I am not good at. Probably. Well, I have to say that probably something I'm not really great at, but I'm not bad at, but probably first-person shooters. That's gone down for me over the years. I used to play a lot of those early on in my career and my game playing career. And I'm not great at sniping on any type of game. So if you need a sniper on something, I'm not your guy. I'm more of a front, close combat type of person with guns. So probably sniping at video games is something I'm terrible at because my finger moves when I'm trying to look in and trying to snipe something.
Now, are you playing any more that Red Dead Redemption 2, or you stopped playing that?
I stopped playing it for a while. I'm trying to get back into it again because I love the entire aspect of the game because I love the Wild West. I love the westernness of stuff, and you don't get to see that a lot. A lot of these games don't take off that are Western type, and this one took off because it was brought out as a nice open world game. But Red Dead Redemption would be the only thing. If I could stop punching my horse and he would stop kicking me, that would probably do a lot of my problems right there.
Well, I understand that you've had a certain amount of success with Jurassic World Evolution. Is that true?
Success? Oh, well, I don't know. I've played it. I've played it for quite a bit of time, and I'm addicted to it too. And it looks like it is now that it's free and everybody's playing it. It's like, oh wow, this is addictive. We can play this for hours. And I was looking for a game kind of like that, and this one definitely fits the bill. It's kind of like a Sims but Jurassic Park style, and so or like a Sim City but Jurassic Park style, and I've been playing it. I've gotten like the fourth island and done a lot of stuff, but it's an amazing game. I think it's highly addictive.
Awesome. I want to get back to food just for a second. Take pizza out of the answer group. You can't respond with pizza, okay? If you were a type of food, what type of food would you be? Not pizza.
Okay, well, we'll go with the higher answer, Italian food.
Italian food.
Italian food.
Well, that covers a big group. You talk about chicken scampi, or what kind of Italian food we talking about here?
Well, you're talking. Well, let's see. Spaghetti and meatballs, lasagna, chicken Alfredo. You know. Oh boy, all of those type of food plates, food groups type is what I love Italian food. I probably should have been born in Italy, but I just love a lot of different Italian food. So if I have to create something apart from that, I mean, lasagna is pretty great. Usually when I go out to a restaurant or some place that has Italian food, I'll try some of their basic dishes of like lasagna or, chicken Alfredo and see, all right, if you can master the basics, you might be pretty good.
Now, that brings up another question. You being prior military service, and again, thank you for your service. Have you traveled much outside the country?
Being in the military, we traveled a little bit. For us, in the Air Force, I was on a airframe called the KC-10, which is a version of the DC-10 aircraft, commercial. It's just got a refueling boom on the back and whatnot to be able to refuel aircraft. Those are only stationed in certain places, and so mission-wise, we would get sent to the Middle East, but the aerial refueling aircraft is always not go away. She's wanting something. I think she wants to be put outside. But you travel locally on like a lot of local missions, like fighter drags and stuff here, where you're gone called TDY for a couple days, and you see a lot of different places. And I ended up seeing Canada from that, and Southern California from that, and a lot of other different places. But mission-wise, I mean, deployments is where you really got to see the country. So, like, I got deployed to Spain, got deployed to the Middle East, got deployed quite a few places in the Middle East, actually. But that's where I ended up seeing a lot of the country differently for me, because my father actually accepted a job. He was private. He wasn't military or anything like that. Accepted a job that brought him over to Germany. So my last 2 years of high school, I got to see a lot of Europe. So when I joined the military, well, now I'm getting to see a lot of Middle East, a lot of Asia. So I've almost visited every continent, but I still got a few to go.
Awesome. If you could have one superpower, Cowboy, what would that be?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, really.
For me, it would be premonitions of seeing the future.
Oh man.
I would like to. For me, I'm a predictable guy. I can handle adversity. I can handle stuff as it comes to me, but to be able to see it coming, I would love to be able to prep for things before they happened, and a little money on the side wouldn't hurt either. So,
gotcha. And here's a thought-provoking question, Cowboy. If you could switch lives with someone for one day, who would you choose?
Wow. I thought a lot about this question, and
tag and bag them, right? Tag and bag them, right?
No, that would be the epitome of hell for me. But if I had to switch with one person, oh gosh, I don't know. There's not really any one person I'd be like, well, I wonder what they would live, be like in a day. I couldn't think of anybody, and I guess maybe, if I had to go back and you're looking maybe from a childhood aspect, maybe somebody like Michael Jordan back, when he was winning all the championships type, maybe something like that from my childhood. That might be something I'd want to do. But apart from that, I couldn't think of anybody.
Gotcha. Uh, if any listeners out there watching this session would like to get in touch with you or support you, how would they do that?
Well, follows are always free, so follows are always good. That keeps you in touch with Twitch, which gives you notifications of when the streamer goes live. That's definitely one way. Another way is subscribing to the channels for people that you really like. I mean, for me, subscribing has always been optional. It's never mandatory. I don't thrive off the money, like I said, as a career aspect from it. So everything that I get from the community, from subscribes and from bits and whatnot, bits also help as well. I use that money to put it back into the streaming aspect of products, or buying software to increase the stuff. But that's those are a couple of ways right there. There's an email if you feel personally you need to reach me. There's email right on the Twitch page. So that is definitely another way you can support me as well. But I mean, just being in the stream, watching the stream for me is enough. Is enough to support me. I mean, I don't ask for much. I don't need much, but being there, supporting the stream, watching the stream is definitely important for me.
What's coming up for you in the near future, Cowboy? What you working on?
In the near future?
Yeah, what are you going to be doing here?
Well, it's January, 2 months, my birthday. So that, hopefully, I don't think I'll be there close, but probably the next big thing is
Go away, subscribe button. I already subscribed. It's gone.
Probably just I'm only like 1,500 followers away from 5,000. So probably the next biggest thing is probably 5,000 follower giveaway. That's going to happen. It's going to happen this year. I just don't know when, but that's probably the next biggest thing I got going on.
How about changes in your stream? You got anything on the horizon, or is it just more of the same? You gonna keep doing what you're doing?
Well, to appease the wife aggro gods, I have to do it slowly and thoughtfully here. Probably just upgrading hardware from this point for right now. I mean, I've recently made the switch back from Stream Elements to Streamlabs, which has been a great change. I think it's absolutely great coming back to it. But probably, getting a better microphone, getting a mixer, kind of changing the aspect of it a little bit here to grow and give more quality to the stream is probably what I'm looking at.
Awesome. I would like to take the opportunity right now to open it up to chat. If chat has any questions, feel free to type them in, and we'll see if we can get KidneyCowboy to answer a few, and we'll just give you a little bit of time. And if there's nothing forthcoming, we'll play the Jeopardy song. That's not a question, Full Metal Potato. That's not a question. Can you please re-dye your beard and dye your hair to go with it? But he doesn't
have much hair anyway.
Yeah.
So keep it cut short.
Yeah, he doesn't say what color he wants it dyed. He just wants you to dye it, I guess.
Oh boy. So let's see.
Yeah, Guru wants to know who you like. Never mind. I ain't even gonna ask that question. We know it's not Guru, so it doesn't matter.
Well, let's see, Barabi. I guess that depends on where you're located at. For me, we always called it Coke. Everything was Coke. Even though, you might have been a different flavor. It's like, yeah, you want a Coke? Well, yeah, we want a Coke, but we didn't mean actually Coca-Cola. We meant like, yeah, we want, one of those carbonated beverage type drinks. So, I mean, if I wanted a Dr. Pepper, yeah, I want a Coke. That's just, I don't know, in the area I got raised, that's just how we ended up calling it there.
Now, there is a question from Paladin of Argyle. Says, Kidney, I've been wondering this for a bit now. Why did you, for the longest time, unsure if it is still there, have a channel point redeemable that was the only way you would play the, whoops, it scrolled off, Sokaru? How do you pronounce it? Yeah, that one. Was that your hate chip?
Well, I was looking at a lot of streamers out there and trying to, add more complexity here to the stream. And looking at everything, I saw a lot of people and a lot of channels I went to that had sufferships as a channel redemption thing. So I'm like, you know what? All right, I'll throw that in there. I'll see how that works out. And for me, I hated the Shikaku because I thought the planes were terrible. The planes, every time I would take it out, even in co-op, the planes got shot down like kites. It's just like they're made of paper mache. And so I couldn't ever get anything going on that CV. So it caused a hate for the ship until too many people asked me to play the ship. And then I started getting better at it.
Awesome. Eagle One Fly asks, what hardware would you recommend to streamers that are about 1 year into their stream journey? He says he's asking for a friend, but I don't believe him.
Hardware, I mean, everything can be, there's cheap ways to go on hardware if you're looking for camera, for microphone to get you started. Like for me, the headset I'm using actually comes with a microphone. And that's what I used for the longest time. That and some webcam off of there is what I used. I probably need to upgrade the webcam eventually to probably a more digital type camera. But the webcam's working out for me. The stuff that I got, but upgrade stuff, one at a time. You don't have to do it once, but if you're looking to definitely improve stuff, audio is definitely the way you want to go. So I would look at, from my opinion, my aspect, audio would be the way to go. So maybe update a microphone or, get a microphone and a mixer out there and try to work on redefining your audio a little bit.
Good answer. Good answer. Any other questions out there? Any other serious questions out there? What made you want to start streaming? Tag and Bagum asked that question for both of us, I guess.
Oh, geez. I leave her to answer the tough questions. No, for me, just wanting, I playing the game was all right for me, and having a little community group in Discord that we played all the time with was nice. But I felt the need, like, hey, a lot of people laughed at my shenanigans. I probably went more pink before I started streaming than after, because that's just how I was, is just always shoot teammates and become Mr. Pink. So I'm probably the only CC that's probably been pink and orange the most than anybody else.
More than me, I'll tell you.
But just to be the ability to be able to entertain people, I felt like from that aspect, my personality is I love to talk, I love to chat, which is why I emphasize that in my stream. Hey, start up conversation to start this. I have no problem chatting. And that's what I felt I could give, in Twitch, is a nice, entertaining place for you to come and relax and just have fun with.
cool. Now, my story's a little bit different, Tag. And of course, tonight is not about me, it's about Kidney Cowboy. But the short answer for me was retirement. I love to play games, I love technology. I wanted to keep myself sharp. But unlike a lot of other streamers, I actually am concerned about the money. I have to make it profitable. I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm not making some kind of money at doing the streaming, I couldn't do it. I'd have to go out and get another job. You know, fixed income sucks. And so,
Yeah.
you know, that's
And,
kind of where I'm at on that. Um, Guru's got a question. How did you guys become best friends?
you talking me and Pops?
I
You gotta
think
specify which guys.
I think he means you and me. I'm not sure.
How do we become best friends? Well, let's see. Nico Madison was still heavily involved watching streamers, and her and Insane Mustang were two ones that are like, hey, you got to go check this guy out. You know, great guy. Real easy to stream, and you know, very family friendly, very oriented. So I went to watch and started watching Pops, and I just kind of got you know, hooked into how great, you know, the stream was run for him, and you know how easy it was to, you know, sit back and learn about some stuff. And you know, I think I learned some stuff as well along the way from watching Pops' streams, stuff I didn't know about or stuff I hadn't learned about yet. But just going there and then, you know, hopping in it every time, and watching the stream and getting more and more active over the months. And I mean, that's basically how it happened, for a short answer.
Yeah, and I haven't kicked him to the curb yet, so it's okay. It's all good. Oh, good question. Good question. All right, guys. Any more questions before we wrap it up here tonight? Somebody said a while ago they wanted you to let everyone know how your, I think it's a stegosaurus, or what is it? What's it called? Your horse?
My horse. Well, like I said, the stego thing is a pure myth here. You know, you ask me, I'm on a vacation, I'm having fun, and asking what I'm doing, and I'm saying I'm sitting here to a stegosaurus, and you know, you go off and you misinterpret my words, thinking that I'm riding a stegosaurus. So you know, I setting the record straight here. Being by a dinosaur doesn't mean I'm riding one.
All right, I gotta ask. What's up with the sunglasses, dude?
Well, there's a couple of things with the sunglasses. Number one, the lights that I have. I upgraded my lighting, and I wasn't expected to realize how bright they were. And being in what I think it's what, like 14 by 14 room here, the light just kind of circulates, and it's brighter than my other, you know, lamps or lights I was using. So I was like, you know, I need to fix this. You know, it's kind of bright in my eyes. Normally I can, you know, deal with the lights, you know, the entire time, but this time I couldn't. So I was like, all right, well, I have prescription glasses. I was like, well, let me put those on. So I did it for that, and I was looking also to kind of maybe change myself a little bit, and you know, add something else to the persona of Kidney Cowboy. So I started thinking, well, you know, why not do glasses? Glasses makes, you know, person look serious, and I was waiting for, you know, the Grumpy Bear to come in one day and see it, and so he came in and he saw it, and I was like, you know what? Well, we'll be Beard and Sons. beards with sunglasses. And so, it sounds like a hardware store name, but we're going to start a new trend and get Bob's and Son going.
Awesome. Yeah, he calls me dad. What can I say? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Moreland Wist says, how did you decide on the moniker Kidney Cowboy? That should have been one of my first questions. Good question, Moreland.
Well, actually, before I ever started streaming, what was it? I started streaming in 2019. Was it 2019? Yeah, it was 2019 now. I probably came up with the name probably 4 years before that. In 2015, because I was watching a lot of YouTube streamers, and I'm like, you know what? I might want to do that one day. Let me go ahead and figure out a name. And going across and listening to people how they came across. Some people have, a lot of people have their names related to circumstances or events that happen in their life, and they kind of put that out there. For one, like for instance, Jacksepticeye is one that I started watching a lot, and he actually had a septic eye, and he incorporated that into the name of who he is when he started streaming. So I had to sit around and think about, what did I like and what was good for me. And so sitting there thinking, I thought, well, I love the Western thing. I've had half of my kidney taken out, and it just kind of hit me one day, working the part-time job that I was working at, working with computers. It's just Kidney Cowboy. And so I was like, all right, we'll put that together. And I liked the way, it sounded. I thought it was good. It had history. It was original. There's nothing else out there like it. So I thought, that's just a perfect name to come up with. And the name stuck. And so I went out and got the Gmail address. I went out and got all this stuff to reserve it in case one day I ever wanted to start streaming, which I didn't realize that was going to be 4 years later. But regardless of the point, yeah, that's how I came across it, is originality, mixing it with something with my life.
Awesome. Good question. Moreland Wist, thanks for that question. Excellent question. All right, my friends, any other question for Kidney Cowboy? I think he's getting tired, but I can't tell because I can't see his eyes.
Well, that's the reason the glasses are worn too.
All right, Kidney Cowboy, looks like that's a wrap. I will give you a few minutes here if you'd like to make any closing statements and wrap it up.
Yeah, just it's been fun. It's been real interesting to actually do this, being the first time getting interviews. So it's kind of surreal. It's like, wow. All right, so you've reached a certain point now that people want to reach out to you for interviews. But yeah, I'm just I'm happy, happy to be here, happy to be a streamer for you guys, and hopefully to be here for the long haul, for the foreseeable future in years time frame. But just love to entertain you guys. Stop by the stream, watch the stream, give it a follow. Whatever you like to do. It's real easy, real laid back for you. So that's about all I got. I don't really have much else.
All right, Kidney Cowboy, I want to say thank you for coming here to Fireside Chat with Pops and agreeing to this great experiment of being the first of hopefully many streamer interviews. And I appreciate you taking the time to spend with us tonight. And saying that, guys, I am not going to rate anybody. We're just going to close out the video, and you guys can, I'm going to hit my intro thing on here, and we'll shut the stream down. But again, Kidney, thank you for being here. Thanks for helping me work out the mechanics of this. And I am hopeful that the viewers have enjoyed your presence and your answers as much as I have. It's been awesome. Thank you very much, and we'll see you probably tomorrow.
Yep.
All right, guys. Good night from Pops and Kidney Cowboy.